Oh, y'all. Hola, y'all, out there in YouTube land. How you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Uh, so, want to talk to you about something. Everybody talks about Tesla. They talk about the stock price, talk about the data, they talk about this, they talk about that. But at the end of the day, did you know that's maybe the safest car you could possibly be in? Hmm? Yeah, that keeps getting lost on everybody because Tesla doesn't advertise, which would be a great platform to tell you about this. But I think there's a reason they never advertised. I don't think their demand could have kept up. I mean, the production could have kept up with the demand if they really went out and pushed all the benefits of owning a Tesla. I mean, for goodness gracious sakes, the car is the best selling car on planet Earth for 3 years of any car made, and by a company that doesn't advertise. That says an awful lot about the car. But one of the things is safety, and that's huge because the car was engineered from the ground up to be the safest car ever made. It's an amazingly well engineered car. It handles great. It's not sloppy in the turns. You're not as likely to lose it. The traction control, wow, I got to tell you, the traction control, I don't, it almost doesn't matter what speed you stop at, start at, what turns, or it's wet or whatever. It doesn't slide. It doesn't chirp. It doesn't do any of that. It's just got a grip. But, that's the first part. But then, you know, the full self-driving architecture is a vision-only system. So there's no radars, no lidars, no ultrasonics, none of that stuff. But there is a radar, and it's inside the car. And its job is to look around and see who's sitting where, how big they are, what their posture is, so that it can deploy the airbags specifically to your posture at the time of impact. That's pretty impressive. Uh, And then for a layer deeper, the seat belts. If you've been riding around with me to Uber and I've told you about this, I made a mistake. I'm going to clarify it right now. And that is the way the seat belts work. There is a pyrotechnic charge, but rather than just locking the seat belt, what it does is it pre-tensions it. So in the milliseconds before the car comes to a stop or the impact occurs, it pre-tensions the seatbelt to pull you in tight and have a good grip on you so that when the impact occurs, you don't have any extra forward momentum before you catch the slack in the seatbelt, which reduces the amount of trauma on your body. That's a big deal. And then you have the airbags working to deploy just right for how you're sitting at the time and how hard you're hitting and all that. It's like it's not just bam, you get the whole airbag full tilt, knock your head off in a 4 mile an hour accident and you know, it's just not tuned to the accident. It's just a dumb response. Boom. Much better with the computer behind it detailing how it's going to work. But then you put full self driving on top of that and the safety features that that computer allows for you to have. Uh, I can tell you for a fact there's been two instances where we've been at an intersection, the light turned green, and the car wouldn't go. I'm hitting the accelerator, which is positive influence, won't go. Then the little SUV goes zip through the intersection, and I realized, oh wow, the car would not let me be where the accident was going to happen. You don't need any safety devices if you're not in the crash. Yeah. Let me give you another one. It saved two things. Either it saved the car, or it saved me, or it saved both. So driving down Interstate 65, doing 75 miles an hour in the right lane, at night. And I promise you, as far as I knew when this happened, I have no clue. Out of nowhere, the car yanked the steering wheel to the right. We went all the way over on the shoulder. The left wheels made it to the rumble strip, and we whipped it back in the road. Now, I'll tell you that a bit of an instant after the move was initiated, I saw the 25-pound possum running across the interstate, and that dude had entered our headlights about 2 hash marks out. Now, if I was driving, my best option would have been stand on the brakes and hope for the best. Because I'm telling you, I would never in a million years yank the steering wheel like that. Never, never, not at 75. I mean, that's you're asking for a crash. Well, yeah, well, not if the car does it. It's as if Mario Andretti sat down in the seat and said, "I got this. Dum, dum. Okay, you can have it back." Next thing I know, the car hadn't even lifted. We're still doing 75. All's quiet, and I'm just, you know. But here's the deal: the possum lived. My front end is still on my car, because I'm telling you, a 25-pound bag of bones hitting your car at 75 miles an hour would have exploded the front end. Not to mention how I would have reacted. I don't know if it was a wreck queued up for me, but I would say there was not an outside chance of it. I think the odds were rather high. So, anyway, the point I'm trying to get at is for all the hype and all the talk of all the technology and all that other stuff, it is almost lost on everybody that this is the safest car you can put your family in. Uh, eh, okay, don't take this the wrong way. Even if you want to kill them. I know this is awful, but listen. So, a guy in California decides, I've had enough. He's out. The unfortunate part is he decided he was going to take himself out, but take his wife and 2 kids with him. He drove his Tesla through the guardrail and off the Pacific Coast Highway at one of those places where, it did the perfect movie swan dive off the cliff into the rocks and da 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 da. They all walked away. The police on the scene said nobody walks away. 4 people, 2 children, husband and wife, all walked away. There's a reason the Model Y is the best selling car on planet Earth. Period. All right, y'all. That's me. Safety, safety, safety. If you know, you know. See you out there. Peace.